Hello guys, this is John from Nasi Lemata, and today we're going to talk about the ViewSonic M1 Plus underscore G2. Yes, I kid you not, this is actually its full name, M1 Plus and underscore G2. Nonetheless, throughout this whole video, I'm just going to call it the M1 Plus G2 because this is just how we naturally going to call the product name to be. So this is ViewSonic's latest portable projector. I don't know about you, but portable projector is one of those popular products for those people who are bringing projector with them, maybe for their work purposes, because they want to bring this to whatever places, to their client place, to show whatever proposal they have to the clients. But judging from whatever is happening in the world right now, COVID-19, maybe portable project is losing a little bit grounds on their supposedly purpose from there. Still, there is another group of users. They start to look at projectors in a different way, which is home users. Those who work from home, they like to have something maybe for their work or either for their own personal entertainment. Projectors like this, it can actually become very handy for them. So in my case, my personal TV at home is dead. Basically, everything shown on the TV is automatically switched into avatar mode. So everyone is in blue color. The damage actually starts off with pretty not so serious, with some black lines, dead pixels on the screen. But slowly it gets more serious, and eventually the almost 90% of the panel change into blue color. So ViewSonic has sent in this projector just in time for me to experience something different from what I usually use to enjoy all my YouTube contents on. So I removed the TV and set up this projector over there. Now, before I talk about the setup process, I must talk about what kind of things you can expect from this projector. So out of the box, you will be getting the M1 Plus G2 projector itself together with a travel sleeve like this. I kind of like this sleeve because it feels like those kind of recyclable material to me. It is pretty nice to hold on that. Apart from that, you also get a remote control. Yes, remote control for this one because this is actually a smart projector, and I'll talk more about the remote control later on. And apart from that, you also get a USB Type-C to Type-C cable. And last but not least, you have a charging adapter for this projector. It can actually take in 65 watt of charging input, and you can also charge it using the USB Type-C port. Now, speaking of the USB Type-C port, if we just take a look at the side here, it opens up and shows you all the available ports for the M1 Plus G2. So number one, we have a micro SD card reader. That means you can just pop in a micro SD card and you can start playing whatever content you have saved inside the micro SD card. Then the DC input for, the charging is a barrel type, but nonetheless, you have a USB Type-C port here. Now, this Type-C port has two purposes. Number one is for you to charge this device using those PD compatible chargers or power banks. You can also connect this USB port with the USB-C cable to your mobile phone. And for example, you can use Samsung DeX with this projector directly connected to your Samsung mobile phones. And of course, you have a full-size HDMI port for your everything else, laptops, DVD players, Blu-ray players, or PCs. And on top of that, you also got a 3.5mm audio output, and as well as a USB Type-A port. So it is the same like how you treat it as a micro SD card. Basically, whatever video files, audio files you save inside your USB flash drive, then you can start playback on the projector. Going around the projector I really like how it is designed. And at the back here, you have like 4 physical buttons for you to control, turn on the projector and navigate through the menu. But I personally would suggest you to use the remote control, because remote control is much more easier to use, and whenever you set up the projector on your table, you wouldn't want to get up and then go and press all the buttons on it. This is the way better solution. And last but not least, this front metal piece, it has two different purposes. Number one, at the current stage, it is working as a lens protector cover. So when you just slide it down, now it becomes a stand and it will turn on the projector right away. There's a light here right now. Oh. So I really like how this design is working throughout this whole package. A lens protector, a cover that doubles as a stand for a portable projector like this is brilliant. Okay, like I mentioned earlier, this stand, apart from working as a stand itself, you can also use it as an angle adjustment. So you can adjust up to like 40 degrees, because this projector has a automatic keystone adjustment for you up to 40 degrees. Not a lot, particularly because you cannot treat this as a short throw projector, because this is just a normal traditional projector that you might need to like set it apart away from the projection screen. In terms of the projection size, we can project up to 100-inch in size at somewhere around 2.5 meters away from the screen. Now, speaking of the projection quality, number one, of course, it depends on your projection screen. If you have a good screen, then of course you will get a much more higher resolution projection quality. Otherwise, you are pretty much reliant to the whichever wall you're projecting into. In my case, I just projecting it directly to my living room's wall, and thankfully, because the wall has a pretty decent paint job, so I would say the result is pretty satisfactory. In terms of the color quality, I'm pretty surprised, even though I cannot be sure if my wall has perfect white or not, but at least I'm pretty satisfied with how it actually looks like. All the results turn out to be great. The colors is vibrant, everything else is just looking awesome. So with that said, I should move on to the software side of this projector, because I did mention about how this projector, you can actually treat it as some sort of smart TV replacement. So when you turn on the projector, you can actually see the interface is looking pretty similar to a smart TV kind of screen to that. You have Aptoide pre-installed in the projector, and that is actually something similar to app stores for a TV. And from there, you can actually search for apps such as Netflix, YouTube. Oh, of course, the official YouTube app is not available. They do have this smart YouTube. Whether it is trustable or not, I will leave it up to you guys to decide on that. But other than that, you do have Netflix as well, or the Amazon Prime into that. Now, in my case, I did install Plex into it, and I treat it just like a TV for me. Now, here's the thing. Apart from all those things, you can also mirroring your phone display into this projector. However, because how phone display mirroring works through Wi-Fi, right? You actually have to depend on the quality of your Wi-Fi, so to get the best quality out of it. Now, I did mention earlier about how the picture quality is pretty satisfactory, but what about the built-in speakers? Because as you can see here, they did team up with Harman Kardon for the audio system that comes inside this projector. Honestly speaking, the audio is very loud, coming straight out of the projector. Loud is one thing, because you can easily fill up your living room or your bedroom by just this projector alone. But if you have a pair of good Bluetooth speakers, or anything of the wired speakers, you can actually connect it directly to the projector. Otherwise, Bluetooth speaker works. You can just go into the Bluetooth menu and select Bluetooth audio as an output, and then just pair it to your favorite Bluetooth speaker, and it will just works fine from there. Of course, there will be delays because that is just how wireless speakers works, but it is not really that noticeable. And I did find out that Netflix works pretty well with the Bluetooth speaker, and that includes iQIYI as well. And of course, one of the most important factor for a portable projector like this is the battery life. A single full charge of this M1 Plus G2 can actually last for somewhere around 5 to 6 hours of playback. I believe that is in eco mode. And honestly, I have never turned the light option into standard or high brightness mode, because even for eco mode, when I use it in my dim living room or my bedroom, I find it to be very bright already. So I don't really understand if any one of you wanted to use it in highest brightness mode. Basically, that is not really good for your eyes, and I would just stick to eco mode. Yeah, for two reasons. Number one, better battery life. Number two, longer the light bulb lifespan will be. Now, speaking of the light bulb lifespan, ViewSonic did mention it in their website to say it can go up to like 30,000 hours. Obviously, I haven't used this thing for more than 30,000 hours, and whether if I can actually vouch for that or not, it really depends. But let's just say conservatively, if they can reach up to 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours, if you use it for 5 hours a day, that means you can use it for like 2,000 days. Yeah, 2,000 days is like 6 years. My math is quite bad, but I'll leave the math for you guys. Realistically speaking, we certainly hope the light bulb will, outlive the lifespan of this whole projector from there. But nonetheless, with all the technology advancement throughout the year, I believe it should last for quite some time. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, charging you can also be done through a USB PD standards from the power banks or your wall bricks that can output PD compatible powers from there. And lastly, before I forget, they actually do come with this tripod mount from there. So what I have done is basically mount a tripod adapter to it and put a monopod at the back of my bed. With that, I can actually bring this projector from my living room and then bring it to my bedroom, install it, and then I can just lay back on my bed and start watch movies, late night movies or whatsoever kind of movie if you want to watch from there. But the experience itself, having a projector that I can bring around, even inside my house, living room, bedroom, or my office here, is amazing. It's like something that works out pretty well. So for the price, yeah, last but not least is of course the official price for the M1 Plus G2. ViewSonic is officially pricing this projector at 1,499 ringgit Malaysia. Of course, I know a lot of you guys will be saying that, hey, there are other projectors, like those standard projectors coming at a lower price range. Well, I can't deny that, but consider three factors we have for this projector. Number one is the smart functionalities. Yes, you can basically just treat it as a TV. Honestly, it is a smart TV, but I just call it a smart projector. You can install apps on it and stream movies from, let's say, Netflix. It is very useful. Number two is the portability that can offers to you. Those big projectors are heavy and you can't really mount it anywhere I want. For example, in my case, my bedroom, I just put a monopod and this projector just mount on it without any of the issue. And number three is, of course, this is a full package where you can have projection and audio output. It can even take in audio input, and you can treat it like a Bluetooth speaker. I don't know why, but Harman Kardon. So that's all I want to share about the ViewSonic M1 Plus G2 portable projector. Do let us know what you guys think about this projector, and I'll see you guys in the next video.